Now, Heartland Sports with Todd Richards.
Hi again, everyone. A Notre Dame student athlete is taking her talent to the top level academically and athletically. Talking about Lady Bulldog standout Grayson Maurer signing on today with the U.S. Military Academy for track and field. A great visit in the fall, part of the reason she chose the Army.
It was crazy. It was football weekend. You woke up at 5:30 and stood in the stands for a 5-hour game. It definitely showed you what you were actually going to be doing, not sugarcoating, which made it that much cooler.
Congrats to Grayson Maurer. Luke Randall will have more on her impressive story tonight on Heartland Sports. Sikeston's Marley Crook adds a record-breaking performance to her list of milestones. Now, Crook, who recently hit the 1,000-point mark, set a school record with 20 block shots Monday night at Charleston. So when we got a look at her last night at Cape Central, a little bit of video of how she can block, that expertise. Pretty impressive stuff, to say the very least. Very, very impressive. She not only set the Sikeston record for blocks earlier in the week again against Charleston, but her 20 blocks were just one short of the Missouri State record. Now that's impressive. How about some high school hoops going on tonight? Notre Dame is at Bernie. We'll have, and let me correct myself, that's Bernie at Notre Dame. We'll have those highlights coming up. And Heartland Hoops tomorrow night. Just a little look ahead at some of the big games, including Sikeston at Jackson. Just a monster matchup for our game of the night. Again, that could be one of the biggest games of the year. And also Luke will be out that way. St. Vincent at Bell City, Leopold at Chaffee. Cape Central, a doubleheader against Gateway Legacy at home. And then Corhay Zoo at Notre Dame, the girls. West Frankfort plays at Anna Jonesboro. Some good action in Southern Illinois. St. Vincent also at Doniphan. Two terrific girls teams. Murfreesboro at Carterville. We'll be talking more about these matchups leading up to the big show tomorrow night at 10.